Hey guys, how's it going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today we're taking a look at my top 5 carbines. To start off with though, if you didn't already know, in modern military forces, a carbine is basically a short-barreled variant of an assault rifle. This is reflected in BF4 by an improved moving ADS spread and better hipfire. As a trade-off, carbines are less accurate when standing, do less damage at long range, and generally have a slower muzzle velocity, which makes them much less effective at range than an AR. Despite this, carbines are still some of the best weapons in the game, and unlike assault rifles, they can be used by every kit. In my opinion, this list is the very best weapons in the category, but just remember that this is my opinion, so don't get upset if your favourite carbines don't make it in. Everyone has a different playstyle, so I wouldn't be surprised if your top 5 is different to mine. So what I want you to do is let me know what your top 5 is in the comment section below, because I'd love to see what you and everyone else is playing with. But anyway, to kick off my list at number 5 is the acw-r, which in the real world is known as the Bushmaster ACR or the Magpul Masada. The acw-r has the fastest reload of any weapon in the game, but has a decent kick which combined with a tie rate of fire of 800 RPM makes it difficult for new players to control. I know this gun is a popular carbine and that a lot of people will disagree with where I've placed it on the list, but the reason it's as low as it is because it's generally not that great at long range. Stability and accuracy is a big issue with a high RPM weapon, and with a lower carbine damage model you really need to be able to keep every bullet on target if you want to take out enemies quickly. The acw-r destroys people in close quarters, but compared to other weapons in the category, it's just too unstable to be really effective at long range. So coming in at number 4 is the Swiss-made SIG SG553. The 553 is actually very similar to the acw-r, but with a slightly lower rate of fire of 830 RPM and a slightly better recoil pattern, it's a little bit more controllable. Its vertical recoil makes it a little bit better for tap firing, but it still has a decent horizontal kick that takes a little getting used to. Because of this, the SG553 is definitely a gun that you'll want to run with a stubby and compensator combo, but it can also do well in a stealth loadout with a suppressor. Unfortunately, it also has a slow muzzle velocity and a pretty average reload speed, so the 553 isn't an ideal all-round weapon, but it is a step in the right direction. And coming in at number 3 is probably the most well-known assault carbine ever produced, the M4. Statistically, the M4 is actually pretty exceptional with an 800 RPM rate of fire, a decent recoil pattern, and a reload speed only fractions of a second slower than the acw-r. The reason a lot of people are turned off by the M4 though is the fact that it fires only in semi-auto and 3-round burst modes. Burst fire helps with ammo consumption, makes long-range shots more consistent, and generally makes a weapon more accurate. Many people like the option of mag dumping in close quarters though, which requires a lot more skill with a burst fire only weapon. Whether or not the M4 works for you depends entirely on your playstyle, but if you've yet to try out this gun or its big brother the M16A4, I'd highly recommend that you give them a go. So coming in at number 2 is a lot of people's favourite carbine, the AK-5C, which is also known as the FN-FNC. The AK-5C is a great weapon and clearly a favourite with new players because of its stability and super fast muzzle velocity. For more experienced players who have mastered recoil control and leading targets a little better though, the AK-5 is a little underpowered. It only fires at 700 RPM, which is slower than most of the popular automatic weapons in game, and this will get you killed from time to time. On Conquest or Obliteration though, where you have a little bit more distance to spare, this gun is easily one of the better all-round weapons available, and definitely one worth checking out. And finally, at number 1 is a weapon that I know that I'm going to cop flack for, the ACE-21 CQB. The ACE-21, in my opinion, is the best all-round carbine in the game for the same reasons that the ACE-23 is probably the best all-round assault rifle. It's got the same above average rate of fire of 770 RPM and the same decent recoil pattern. It also has 5 more rounds in the magazine than any other carbine, and this makes it a great weapon for flanking and keeping those kill streaks going. Unfortunately, it also has a slow muzzle velocity, which will increase your lead on a target, but this makes it a good candidate for a stealth loadout using the suppressor. For those of you who think that the ACE-21 and the ACE-23 are overpowered, well, I don't think that this is the case because they're not really exceptional at anything. The fact that they're better than average at everything though is why I think they're the best all-round weapons in the game, and this is why they're both my top picks in each category. But anyway, that just about wraps up my top 5, so like I said before, let me know what your top 5 is in the comment section below. As always, if you like what you see, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and if you haven't already, please check out all my other Battlefield 4 videos. I've got them all linked in a playlist in the description below. But until next time, see you later and have a good one.